This is the last one in Chapter 5, changing fractions to decimals, so it's the opposite of what we've been doing. One thing, let's see, let me get you on a page number here. This is page 271. So on page 271, we're talking about changing these fractions to decimals, so let's take a look. It says terminating decimal. A terminating decimal is a decimal that stops. It's like 1.5 or 4.2. That's it. There's no other numbers on the end. A repeating decimal would be something like this, 5.333, and that would continue to go on forever. And repeating decimals are written with bar notation, so that would be the shortcut way to write it. Sometimes you can have more than one repeating number like this. And that would be written 0.13 with the line over both the 1 and the 3 showing that that's repeating. Alright, so you've probably seen some repeating decimals before in math. One thing we need to talk about is fractions. Fractions are basically division problems. So when we're going to take a fraction, like in example 1, let's just do this. At one time, 31 out of 50 states in the United States had lighthouses. This can be written as the fraction 31/50ths. How can you write this fraction as a decimal? All fractions are division problems. So here's 31/50ths. So another way to say it, starting at the top, is 31 divided by 50. Okay? And a lot of times I remind kids this is like when you get your a grade. Let's say you had 50 points possible, you got a 31 out of 50. What's the first thing you do if that's all that's on the paper is you want to know what grade you got. So the first thing you do is you divide it and make it a decimal so you can see your percentage. So we're doing the same thing here. It's not as friendly though. 50 won't go into 31. So we add a decimal and some zeros, and let's just add a couple zeros just to get us started. We may need them and we might not. So let's just go. 50 won't go into 31, so we can put a 0 right there. But 50 can go into 310 6 times, right? That would be 300. And then you subtract, and you bring down that other 0. 50 goes into there 2 times. So I didn't need that extra 0 because that is 100 exact. So the decimal would be 62 hundredths, 0.62. Let's see what they get here. They're doing the division just like we did. And remember, with decimals, you can't stop until your remainder is 0, so you would continue adding zeros as needed. Okay, so here's our key concept. It is on page 271. It says to write a fraction as a decimal, divide the numerator by the denominator. So there's numbers. 1/4 means 1 divided by 4, or in other words, 1 divided by 4. A over B, like this, means A divided by B. So the top number goes in the box, the bottom number goes outside the box. So here we go, write the fraction as a decimal. Some of you already, if it's obvious, 0.5, you already know it, but if you don't, that's 1 divided by 2. Let's add our decimal and a 0, bring it up, 2 goes into 10 5 times. And there would be then 0 left over. Done. 4/5, again, that's a pretty common one. Some of you may already know it. 4 divided by 5. We add our decimal, won't go in there. 5 goes into 48 times, so 0.8. And we're just dividing. 1 divided by 4, that's 1/4. Another way to look at it is 1/4, and 1/4 is 0.25. But if you don't remember that, start dividing. 4 goes in there, that's 2, 8, can't have a remainder, add another 0, 4 goes into 25 times, and then you're done. Always looking for shortcuts to make it easier though. 3/8, 3 divided by 8, let's add a couple zeros, 8 goes in there, let's see, that'd be, not 4, 3 times, 3, which is 24, subtract, bring down, 8 goes in there, 7, which is 56, can't stop yet, gotta add another 0, sometimes we I should keep track, I guess, of what I'm bringing down, huh? And 8 goes into 40 then 5 times, so 0.375. That ended up to be 40 with 0 left over. That's why I can stop. And there it is. Example number 2, writing a mixed number now as a decimal. I can't remember if the book does this maybe a little differently than maybe not. Just that is 15 and 2/5. So we know it's going to be 15 point something. Okay, so the 2/5, it's just 2 divided by 5. And 5 goes into 24 times, so it would be 15.4. So you leave the whole number, you divide out the fraction, and then attach your answer to the whole number. And there it is. So now write 7/6 as a decimal. So we go 7 divided by 6. 6 goes in there once, which would be 1. Add the 0, bring it down. 6 goes into 10 once. It's 40. Add the 0, bring it down. 6 goes into 40. 6 times 6 is 36. And let's do it one more time. Goes in there 6 again. It'd be 36. What do you see is happening? Every time we're going to get a 4. So that now means the 6 is repeating. So it's 1.16. And we only put the line over the 6 because that's the only number that's repeating. Let's see how they did it. Same thing. Then they see the pattern. There we go. So 1 point something, 5 divided by 33. Let's add ourselves a couple of zeros. 33 goes into 50 once, which is 33. Subtract, that'd be 17, bring down. Let's see, 33 times 5 is 165. I think that's a good one. And then we get a 5 and a 0, bring it down. Well, that 50 looks familiar. I think that's what we did before, wasn't it? 7, 0, look at that, it is. So we're going to get a 5. So this one is going to be 1.15, and the 1.5 is repeating, so we put the line, the bar notation, over the 1 and the 5. Notice that's what they found, and there's our bar notation. So write the fraction or mixed number as a decimal. 5 and 2/5, so we leave the 5, it's 5 point something. 2 divided by 5, so 5.4, done. 3 and 5/8, 3 point something, 5 divided by 8, add a couple zeros, goes in there 6 times, which is 48, subtract, goes in there twice, which is 16, subtract, bring down, 8 goes into 45 times, which is 40, done, 3.625. Okay, and you're dividing with me here. 2/3, 2 divided by 3, a couple zeros, goes in there 6 times, which is 18, goes in there 6 times, which is 18, I'm catching on, 0.6 with the line over it, bar notation. 3 and 2/11, 3 point something, 2 divided by 11, goes in there once, which is 11, 9, goes in there 8 times, which is 88, 2, bring it down, goes in there once. I see what's going to happen to you guys. There's the 8 again, so it's 3.18 with the line over it. Excellent. 7 and 3/8. Sometimes you start getting the same fractions again. 3 divided by, I think we might have had 3/8. 3 times, which is 24. 60 goes in there 7 times, which is 56. 4, another 0, bring it down. 5. This is how fast you guys need to divide. 0, so 7.375. If I'm going too fast for you, you stop it, pause it so you can write them out. 9/11, 9 divided by 11, goes in there 8, which is 88. 20, bring it down, goes in there once, which is 11. 9, bring it down. There's my 90 again, so guess what it's going to be? 81, so it's going to be 0.81 with the bar over it. 1/8. think they have it wrong. Yep, 8-1, they have it backwards. 4 and 11 twelfths, so 4 point something. 11 divided by 12. Let's see, 12. I think it's 12 times 9 is 108. Goes in there once, which is 12. That's going to be an 80. 12 times 8 is 16. Carry the 1 is 96. 12 times 7 is 84. Is 72. So that's going to be 6, which is 72, and get an 8 again and 6 again. So 4.916, and the 6 is repeating. Well, that's a weird one. So yeah. 2 and 5/16, 2 point something 5 divided by 16. I'm going to add about 3 zeros. Let's see what happens. 16 times 3 is 48. I know that one. 20 goes in there once, which is 16. 40 twice, which is 32. 8, add a 0. And you know what? 16 times 5 is 80. So it stops right there. There's my answer, 2.3125. Yay! Alright, so the fractions are division problems. You're dividing them out, adding zeros as needed. So, have fun. We'll see you next time.